Hi there, it's June the 2nd. We're continuing our progress through the book of 2nd Samuel, which in the Hebrew structure of the scriptures is part of the former prophets, the Nevi'im Rishonim. And we've come to the end of chapter 19 and going into chapter 20. There's a lot of characters, a lot of detail in these readings, which I'm not going to go over altogether. The story is basically that David is now brought back to Israel. His son Absalom, who led a coup against him and for which he fled, is now dead. And so there's a power vacuum in the country, and David manages to appeal to the priests, and they bring him back. But there's kind of a division whether Israel is really for him. Judah, David's tribe, is right behind him, but there's a question about whether the people of Israel are really with him. And there's another rebellion, another insurrection led by a man called Sheva, son of Bichri, and there's a real uncertainty as to what Israel is going to do. But as King David comes back, and as he comes back from across the Jordan back to his city of Jerusalem, there are several characters I just want to highlight. First of all, there's the character of Shimei. Now Shimei, a Benjamite, and so he is of the tribe and the household of Saul. He's of the royal household that David displaced. I don't know if you remember, but he cursed David on David's way out of the country. He cursed David. Now when David comes back, Shimei is coming back and he's welcoming King David. And Joab wants to kill, or Abishai wants to kill Shimei because he's cursed the king. But David says, no, I don't want any more people to die. I don't need anyone to die to establish the fact that I'm king. And he shows mercy to Shimei, even though Shimei has cursed him. And then the other person I want to focus in on is Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, to whom David had promised covenant bonded grace. And again, we remember that in the leaving of Jerusalem, the servant Ziva, Mephibosheth's servant Ziva, had said to David that Mephibosheth was staying back in Jerusalem because he thought that now that David was off the throne, he would get his father's throne, he would be successor. But when David meets Mephibosheth, Mephibosheth says, no, Ziva has slandered me. He's told lies about me. I really did intend to come, but I couldn't get I couldn't get on the horse or couldn't get on the mule quick enough and follow you. And actually, I'm dependent on you. Why would I think any different? Because you actually have restored me. You've brought me to your table. And it's interesting in this situation that David seems to be unsure what the truth is, because Ziva told him one story, Mephibosheth is saying, no, Ziva slandered me. So actually David solves it by dividing the lands of Saul and Jonathan between Mephibosheth and Ziva as a kind of a let's settle this. There's also at the end of our reading an internecine quarrel going on between Joab and Abishai, the leaders of David's army, and Amasa, who David has actually promised will be a commander in his army. That may be in retaliation for Joab's killing of his son Absalom. But whatever the case, Joab and Abishai kill Amasa. So there's dissension within the ranks of Judah itself, which is not helping David's cause. But the one thing I want to home in on, I want to just emphasize here, is David's attitude of mercy, his mercy towards Shimei, his mercy towards Mephibosheth, which obviously is a covenant obligation upon him, but his wisdom, and also his calming words as he comes back into Jerusalem. He's not wreaking vengeance left, right, and centre. He's actually seeking to come back in peace. And although there is this turmoil in the nation, David's heart is to restore and not to wreak vengeance. Have a very good June the 2nd.